Hello everybody, thank you for joining me and welcome to this video, which is about Saturn retrograde, which takes place in Aquarius between the 17th of June and the 4th of November. Actually, we experienced Saturn transit in Aquarius last year. It took place between the 4th of June and the 12th of July. If you think about how you spend this time, you can have an idea of what is awaiting you. When Saturn goes retrograde, we need to think more about our responsibilities. We should try to understand the missing parts in our life, and we should change our perspective and try to complete these parts. When Saturn goes retrograde, it may not be easy to implement new plans and projects. It may be hard to focus and to develop self-discipline. We should evaluate our long-term goals and we should make the necessary changes regarding our career and social status. But of course, this depends on the placement of Aquarius on your natal chart. We should also be careful when we communicate with the authority figures. We can encounter some delays and restrictions when Saturn goes retrograde. Saturn wants us to answer some questions. So if you think about these questions, you can benefit from Saturn retrograde in an easy way. These questions are, for example, am I taking my responsibility? If not, what prevents me from taking my responsibility? And what prevents me from my personal growth? Am I afraid to accomplish what I need to? Saturn retrograde starts on the 17th of June, but Saturn starts to slow down on the 10th of June. So this means we need to handle what Saturn represents as of the 10th of June. When Saturn goes retrograde, it will give it always gives us some karmic results, so it will again give us some karmic results. Of course, this depends on our deeds. If, for example, you have worked hard before Saturn goes retrograde, then you will have favorable results. So Saturn retrograde gives both favorable and unfavorable results depending on what we have done before Saturn retrograde starts. Saturn retrograde starts on the 17th of June and continues until the 4th of November. However, it has some subtle differences because Saturn transits through different Nakshatras and padas. Between the 17th of June and the 22nd of August, Saturn transits in the second pada of the Satabhisha Nakshatra. This is placed in the Capricorn Navamsha and is ruled by Saturn. Satabhisha is ruled by Rahu and Saturn casts an aspect on Rahu. This means we can feel overwhelmed by our responsibilities. And our focus will be on our career, social status, wealth, responsibilities, and ambitions. Between the 22nd of August and the 15th of October, Saturn goes retrograde in the first pada of the Satabhisha Nakshatra, and this is placed in the Sagittarius Navamsha and is ruled by Jupiter. Saturn isn't feeling strong here, so this means we can take some unnecessary risks. I suggest that you shouldn't take unnecessary risks and you should control impulsive behavior. Between the 15th of October and the 4th of November, Saturn transits through the Dhanishta Nakshatra, which is ruled by Mars, and Mars transits in Libra until the 15th of November, and Mars is weak here. So this means we'll be indecisive to act because we would like to make the best decision for everybody. But remember what we say in English, you can't win them all. You can't make everybody happy at the same time. You would also like to act, you would also like to think twice before you act. So this is a good period to handle things in a diplomatic way. But on the 15th of October, Mars enters Scorpio, and as you know, Mars is a natural ruler of Scorpio. He is strong here. This means we'll be determined and passionate about what we need to challenge. We can't accept no as an answer. Saturn also aspects Mars here. This means we may need to work harder. However, we may need to deal with some unexpected tasks and responsibilities. We may need to resolve some conflicts or some problems which we couldn't before. Globally speaking, secrets may be revealed. We can hear some unfavorable news about water. Natural disasters such as fires and storms can also take place. Corruption may increase, and people may suffer from depression and sadness if their needs are not met by the authority figures. On the 4th of November, Saturn starts moving forward in the Dhanishta Nakshatra, and this transit continues until the 23rd of November. However, you need to remember that Saturn goes slowly until the 10th of November. So although Saturn retrograde takes place between the 17th of June and the 4th of November, we should handle what Saturn represents between the 10th of June and the 10th of November. On the 23rd of November, Saturn moves forward in the first pada of the Satabhisha Nakshatra, and this transit continues until the 10th of June. So remember what you have dealt with between the 22nd of August and the 15th of October, because it's likely that you will get the results. On the 10th of January in 2024, Saturn moves forward in the second pada of the Satabhisha Nakshatra, and this energy is like the energy between the 17th of June and the 22nd of August. Yes, as I have said, we have to handle what Saturn represents between the 10th of June and the 10th of November. And Saturn starts to move at an effective speed, like until the 10th of June in 2023. This effective speed takes place as of the 7th of February in 2024. So we'll experience some speed in terms of what Saturn represents as of the 7th of February. I hope this video has been useful and you will be able to make the best of Saturn retrograde in the best way that you can. Hope to see you soon.